Have you ever wondered why society teaches us that pleasure has an expiration date? That intimacy, sensuality, and self-love are things of the past once we reach a certain age? If so, you're not alone. Millions of people over 50 have been led to believe that their evolving bodies no longer deserve pleasure, or worse, that seeking it is something to be ashamed of. But what if I told you that embracing self-pleasure in later life could be one of the most powerful ways to enhance your health, emotional resilience, and overall well-being? What if the secret to greater self-acceptance, better sleep, and even improved heart health was already in your hands? Quite literally. In this video, we're breaking down the outdated stigmas and revealing the surprising, science-backed benefits of self-intimacy after 50. From improving circulation and boosting mental health to reclaiming confidence and deepening self-love, you'll discover why self-pleasure is not just for the young. It's a lifelong gift that deserves to be celebrated. But there's more. What happens when self-pleasure becomes a substitute for meaningful human connection? How can you strike a healthy balance between self-intimacy and emotional fulfillment? And are there any risks that come with this practice in later life? Stay with us until the end, because what you'll learn in this video might just transform the way you view yourself, your body, and your right to experience pleasure at every age. Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. The hidden power of self-pleasure after 50. A journey of self-discovery, healing, and joy. If you are over 50, or have a loved one stepping into this deeply transformative stage of life, this video will illuminate a topic that is often whispered about in secrecy, yet carries immense significance for overall well-being. Aging brings countless changes, some expected, others surprising. But one thing that remains consistent, despite societal misconceptions, is the human need for touch, pleasure, and self-connection. In this discussion, we will break down the outdated stigmas and explore how this practice, masturbation, can enhance not just physical health, but also emotional resilience, self-acceptance, and overall quality of life. It is time to acknowledge that intimacy, sensuality, and self-love are not confined to the youthful years. They are, in fact, lifelong companions that deserve to be embraced with confidence and pride. The truth about self-pleasure, it doesn't fade with age. Masturbation is often framed as a habit of the young, a secret indulgence of adolescence, or a means of release for those in their physical prime. But the truth is far more profound. Self-pleasure is a deeply personal and timeless act that evolves as we do. It is not simply about physical release. It is about connection. Connection to oneself, to one's body, and to the intrinsic need for pleasure that never truly disappears. As the years pass, many aspects of life shift. Children grow up and move away. Careers wind down, leaving more time for introspection. Relationships change, sometimes deepening, sometimes dissolving. The body, once bursting with the energy of youth, softens, slows, and transforms in ways that can feel unfamiliar. And in the midst of all these transitions, there exists a quiet but powerful truth. Self-intimacy can serve as a grounding force, a means of reclaiming one's evolving identity. For older adults, self-pleasure is not merely a habit. It is a celebration of self-acceptance, a declaration that pleasure is a birthright, not a privilege of the young. It is a practice that can help navigate the loneliness that sometimes accompanies aging, offering comfort in moments of solitude and serving as a gentle reminder that one's body is still a source of joy and delight. But what does science say about this? Is it beneficial, or does it carry hidden risks? How does it impact the body and mind? Let's uncover the fascinating truths together. Understanding sexuality and aging, how desire evolves over time. Sexuality is often painted as a fiery force of youth, something that peaks in early adulthood and fades into obscurity as the years pass. But this is a damaging and deeply flawed myth. In reality, sexuality is not something that expires with age. It transforms, adapts, and in many cases, becomes richer and more fulfilling than ever before. The aging process brings hormonal changes that can impact sexual desire. Testosterone levels in men and estrogen levels in women naturally decline, which can lead to shifts in libido. However, this does not mean that pleasure disappears altogether. On the contrary, many older adults report discovering new, more profound forms of intimacy and connection with their bodies. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Unlike in youth, where sexual activity is often tied to social expectations, self-image concerns, or the pursuit of a partner, masturbation in later years becomes a personal sanctuary. There is no need to impress, no pressure to perform, no external validation required, just a quiet, sacred space to reconnect with oneself. For women, self-pleasure can help counteract the discomfort associated with menopause, including vaginal dryness and decreased sensitivity. For men, it can support prostate health, maintain circulation in the genital area, and even contribute to stronger erectile function. And for both, it is a tool for relaxation, self-care, and emotional release. The powerful benefits of masturbation in later life. What happens when we embrace self-pleasure as an essential part of aging? The benefits are profound, spanning physical health, mental well-being, and emotional stability. 1. Enhancing physical health and circulation. One of the lesser-known but vital effects of masturbation is its role in maintaining blood circulation in the genital area. Regular sexual activity, whether with a partner or alone, keeps tissues oxygenated and prevents atrophy due to lack of use. For men, research has shown that ejaculation can help flush out toxins from the prostate, reducing the risk of prostate issues. For women, gentle stimulation encourages natural lubrication, which can ease discomfort and improve intimate health. Additionally, orgasm releases powerful hormones such as oxytocin and dopamine, which act as natural pain relievers and anti-inflammatory agents. This can be especially beneficial for older adults dealing with chronic pain, arthritis, or tension-related ailments. 2. Boosting mental and emotional well-being. Aging comes with its share of emotional challenges: retirement, the loss of loved ones, shifts in social roles, and changes in identity. At times, these transitions can lead to loneliness, anxiety, or depression. But masturbation offers a natural remedy, one that requires no medication, no therapy sessions, and no outside approval. During orgasm, the brain releases endorphins, hormones that create feelings of happiness, reduce stress, and promote deep relaxation. This feel-good effect can help combat anxiety, uplift mood, and provide a much-needed emotional reset, particularly during periods of grief or loneliness. For those who struggle with sleep disturbances, self-pleasure can be a powerful sleep aid. The release of oxytocin and serotonin after climax creates a sense of calm that can help ease the mind into a restful state. 3. Strengthening confidence and self-love. One of the greatest battles that older adults face is not physical aging. It is the psychological weight of feeling invisible or undesirable in a world obsessed with youth. Society often reinforces the idea that aging bodies lose their worth, that sensuality fades with time, that older adults should somehow suppress their desires. But nothing could be further from the truth. Pleasure is not something that belongs only to the young. It is a gift that lasts a lifetime. When older adults engage in self-pleasure, they are doing more than satisfying an urge. They are reclaiming their right to feel good in their own skin. They are defying the damaging narrative that says aging means the end of desire. They are celebrating their body as it is, without apology. Aging gracefully with pleasure, changing the conversation. Too often, discussions about sexuality and aging are met with discomfort, stigma, or silence. But the truth is, embracing pleasure is an essential part of living well, at any age. Rather than viewing self-pleasure as an awkward or taboo topic, we should recognize it for what it truly is: an act of self-care, a way to nurture one's body and mind, a tool for relaxation, and most importantly, a celebration of life itself. Aging is not about retreating from joy. It is about redefining it, about finding new ways to cherish the body, about allowing oneself to indulge in pleasure without shame. So, if you are over 50, or know someone who is, remember this: pleasure does not have an expiration date. It does not diminish with age, it simply changes shape. It remains a beautiful, natural, and powerful force, capable of bringing comfort, healing, and joy in ways that are both personal and profound. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Honor it. Because you deserve it. Now, let's go deeper. Let's unravel the myths, the misconceptions, and the fascinating science behind this incredible topic. Stay with us, because what you'll discover next might just change the way you see yourself, your body, and your journey through aging forever. The hidden link between self-pleasure and sleep, a natural remedy for restful nights. One of the most surprising yet profoundly beneficial effects of self-pleasure is its ability to improve sleep quality, something that becomes increasingly valuable as we age. Sleep disturbances, including insomnia and restless nights, are common struggles among older adults, often leading to fatigue, irritability, and even cognitive decline over time. But could something as simple and natural as masturbation be part of the solution? After an orgasm, the body undergoes a cascade of physiological changes that naturally promote relaxation. The release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, fosters feelings of warmth, comfort, and emotional security, reducing stress and promoting a sense of peace. Simultaneously, prolactin is released into the bloodstream, triggering drowsiness and a deep sense of satisfaction. This combination helps quiet the mind, relax the muscles, and facilitate a more restful and uninterrupted night's sleep. For those who struggle with racing thoughts, nighttime anxiety, or the tossing and turning that often accompanies aging, engaging in this practice before bed can serve as a natural and soothing sleep aid, one that does not rely on medication or artificial interventions. When pleasure becomes a double-edged sword, the risks of excessive self-stimulation. While masturbation offers undeniable benefits, it is important to acknowledge that, like any behavior, it carries potential risks, especially if practiced excessively or compulsively. Physically, overstimulation can lead to irritation, sensitivity, and even discomfort in the genital area. This is particularly relevant for older adults, whose skin may become more delicate and prone to irritation over time. In some cases, excessive friction or lack of proper lubrication can result in temporary soreness or hypersensitivity, making future intimacy uncomfortable rather than enjoyable. But beyond the physical effects, there is another, often overlooked risk: emotional dependency. For some older adults, masturbation may become more than just a source of pleasure. It may turn into an emotional escape. The loss of a spouse, the absence of companionship, or the loneliness that sometimes accompanies retirement can lead individuals to seek comfort in self-stimulation, using it as a substitute for meaningful human connection. At first, it may seem harmless, a private act that provides relief from sadness or solitude. But over time, a cycle of isolation can develop, where masturbation replaces social interaction, emotional bonding, and even physical closeness with a partner. When this happens, what was once a form of self-care can become a barrier to seeking companionship, forming new relationships, or engaging in fulfilling activities. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Finding balance, a healthy approach to self-pleasure. Like all aspects of life, balance is key. Masturbation, when practiced in moderation, can be a healthy, rejuvenating, and even healing act of self-love. However, when it becomes excessive or compulsive, it can lead to unintended consequences, including emotional withdrawal and avoidance of real-life connections. So how can older adults ensure that self-pleasure remains a positive and enriching part of their lives, rather than a source of isolation? Self-awareness. Pay attention to how often and why you engage in this practice. Are you doing it as a form of self-care, relaxation, or pleasure? Or are you using it as an escape from loneliness, sadness, or stress? Social engagement. balance private moments with social interaction. Make time for friendships, meaningful conversations, and activities that bring connection and joy. Emotional reflection. If you find yourself using masturbation as a way to avoid deeper emotional pain, consider addressing those feelings through journaling, therapy, or open conversations with trusted friends. Maintaining intimacy with a partner. If you are in a relationship, be mindful of how self-pleasure fits into your shared intimacy. It should complement your connection rather than replace it. What do medical experts say? Separating fact from fiction. Scientific research has consistently shown that masturbation itself is not harmful, even for older adults. In fact, many health professionals agree that when done in moderation, it can offer numerous physical, emotional, and psychological benefits. However, they also caution against compulsive behaviors that may interfere with daily life. Studies have found that excessive masturbation can lead to physical and mental fatigue, potentially affecting one's ability to engage in other important activities, such as exercise, social gatherings, or even personal relationships. In some cases, older adults who engage in frequent self-stimulation may find themselves preferring solitary pleasure over shared intimacy. This can create emotional and physical distance between partners, leading to misunderstandings, resentment, or a lack of closeness. If you are in a romantic relationship, open communication is essential. Discussing feelings, desires, and boundaries can help ensure that self-pleasure does not create unintended emotional gaps. Rather than viewing it as a replacement for intimacy, partners can find ways to incorporate it into a healthy, fulfilling sexual dynamic. Self-pleasure, self-esteem, and body image. Overcoming the challenges of aging. Aging brings changes, not just in health and mobility, but also in how individuals see themselves. The mirror reflects a different version of the person we once knew, a face lined with wrinkles, a body that moves more slowly, skin that has softened with time. These changes, though natural, can sometimes create a sense of insecurity or self-doubt. Many older adults struggle with their self-image, feeling as though they have lost the beauty, desirability, or vibrancy of their youth. But here's the truth. Sensuality does not fade with age, it transforms. Masturbation, when approached with self-love rather than self-judgment, can actually be a tool for rebuilding confidence. It allows individuals to appreciate their bodies as they are, to explore what still brings pleasure, to reconnect with forgotten sensations, to remind themselves that they are still worthy of joy, comfort, and desire. Pleasure is not reserved for the young. It does not expire. It does not diminish with time. It is a birthright, one that every individual, no matter their age, has the right to experience without shame, without guilt, without hesitation. Final thoughts. Embracing pleasure as a vital part of aging well. Society often sends the damaging message that aging means the end of desire, that older adults should retreat from pleasure, that intimacy is a thing of the past. But nothing could be further from the truth. Our bodies may change, but our capacity for joy, touch, and connection remains. Masturbation, when embraced with mindfulness and balance, can be a source of relaxation, self-discovery, and healing. It can soothe anxieties, ease loneliness, and remind us that our bodies are still capable of pleasure. It can also serve as a stepping stone toward deeper self-acceptance, self-love, and emotional well-being. So if you are over 50, or know someone who is, remember this. Yellow heart, your body is still yours to love. Yellow heart, your pleasure is still valid. Yellow heart, your desire is still alive. Yellow heart, you deserve to feel good, at every age. Let's break the silence. Let's rewrite the narrative. Let's embrace the beauty of self-intimacy, not as a shameful secret, but as a vital part of a fulfilling, joyful, and empowered life. Now let's take this conversation even further. Let's explore the myths, the misconceptions, and the scientific evidence that can help us fully understand the impact of self-pleasure on aging. Stay with us, because the next part of this journey might just change the way you see yourself, your body, and the limitless possibilities of pleasure after 50. Reclaiming the body, self-pleasure as a path to self-love in later life. Masturbation, as one of the most intimate and deeply personal acts, offers older adults an opportunity to reconnect with their bodies in a way that is profoundly healing. It is a quiet, yet powerful, form of self-care, one that helps counteract the creeping insecurities and self-doubt that often accompany the aging process. As the body changes, it is easy to feel as though time is stealing away vitality, beauty, and desirability. Wrinkles deepen, muscles soften, and society's narrow view of sexuality often pushes the false narrative that passion and pleasure have an expiration date. But here is the truth. Sexuality does not fade, it evolves, it transforms, and it remains a fundamental part of being human. When older adults embrace self-pleasure, they are not merely seeking physical gratification. They are affirming that their body is still deserving of love, that their sensuality is still alive, and that pleasure is not a privilege of the young, it is a birthright. However, beneath this liberating truth lies a painful reality, the weight of guilt and shame. Breaking the chains of shame, overcoming cultural and religious conditioning. For many older adults, masturbation has been a topic cloaked in silence, secrecy, and moral judgment. Raised in environments where sexuality was whispered about behind closed doors, if acknowledged at all, many grew up believing that self-pleasure was something sinful, shameful, or even damaging. These deeply ingrained cultural and religious beliefs do not simply disappear with age. In fact, they often resurface in later years, especially for those who were taught that sexual desire should be repressed or that self-pleasure is an act of weakness or moral failure. I have heard countless stories of older individuals caught in an emotional battle, torn between the joy and relief they experience through masturbation and the suffocating guilt that follows. Some describe a deep sense of self-reproach, as if they have done something wrong, something that violates the rigid moral codes they were taught decades ago. Others admit to feeling unworthy of pleasure, believing that aging means surrendering to a life devoid of sensuality. This internal war can be exhausting, eating away at one's emotional well-being and even leading some to abandon this practice altogether, not because they do not enjoy it, but because they feel undeserving of the pleasure it brings. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. But here is what needs to be said, loudly and clearly. Herb sexuality is not shameful. Herb masturbation is not sinful. Herb pleasure is not a crime. Self-intimacy is a natural, life-affirming, and deeply personal experience. It is not something to be hidden in the shadows of guilt or self-condemnation. It is time to break free from the chains of shame and step into the truth. Pleasure is a part of human dignity, at every age, for every person. If you find yourself struggling with guilt, consider this. Would you ever tell someone you love that they are undeserving of joy? Would you tell them that they should deny themselves comfort, peace, and self-care? Of course not. So why deny yourself? For those who feel that guilt has taken root too deeply, seeking professional guidance, whether through therapy, counseling, or spiritual discussions with open-minded professionals, can be incredibly helpful. Unraveling decades of shame is not easy, but it is possible. And it is worth it. Self-pleasure and relationships, a double-edged sword. For many older adults, particularly those who live alone, masturbation serves as an important way to fulfill their sexual needs without relying on a partner. It can be a source of comfort, a means of relaxation, and a reminder that their body still holds the capacity for joy. But what about those in relationships? How does masturbation affect intimacy between partners? The answer is complex and deeply personal. On one hand, self-pleasure can be a valuable tool for self-exploration. It allows individuals to better understand their own desires, which in turn can enhance communication and intimacy with a partner. When both partners are comfortable with self-pleasure, it can even become a shared experience, a way to deepen connection rather than create distance. However, there is another side to consider. If masturbation becomes excessive or compulsive, it can lead to emotional and physical disconnection. In some cases, individuals may begin to prefer self-stimulation over intimate moments with their partner, leading to feelings of rejection, resentment, or misunderstanding. When this happens, It is crucial to communicate openly and honestly. Instead of allowing frustration or insecurity to fester, couples should have discussions about their needs, boundaries, and expectations. Pleasure should be an addition to a fulfilling relationship, not a replacement for the emotional and physical closeness that intimacy provides. Beyond pleasure, the hidden health benefits of masturbation. While masturbation is primarily associated with pleasure, it also has surprising health benefits, especially for older adults. Sparkling heart cardiovascular health. While it is not a substitute for regular exercise, masturbation increases heart rate and engages certain muscle groups, temporarily boosting circulation and providing a mild form of physical activity. Sparkling heart genital health. Regular sexual activity, including self-stimulation, helps prevent tissue atrophy in older adults. For men, ejaculation can support prostate health by flushing out toxins, while for women, stimulation encourages natural lubrication and maintains vaginal elasticity. Sparkling heart hormonal balance. The release of endorphins, oxytocin, and prolactin after orgasm helps reduce stress, combat pain, and promote deep relaxation, which can improve mood and even aid in better sleep. Sparkling heart emotional resilience. Engaging in self-pleasure reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone, creating a calming effect that can help counteract feelings of anxiety, loneliness, or depression, common struggles in later life. Finding the balance. Pleasure, connection, and emotional well-being. As powerful as self-pleasure can be, it is important to recognize that it should never be a substitute for human connection. While masturbation can bring pleasure and emotional relief, it cannot replace the warmth of a shared conversation, a loving embrace, or the simple joy of feeling seen and valued by others. Older adults should strive to create a balanced life, one where self-care, self-intimacy, and social connection exist in harmony. Here's how to do that. Heavy checkmark. Stay socially engaged. Make time for friends, family, and meaningful interactions. A fulfilling social life is just as essential as personal pleasure. Heavy checkmark. Nurture emotional bonds. If in a relationship, prioritize open conversations about intimacy, ensuring that self-pleasure strengthens your bond rather than creating emotional distance. Heavy checkmark. Practice self-acceptance. Embrace your body, your desires, and your worth without guilt or hesitation. You deserve pleasure. Heavy checkmark. Seek support when needed. If feelings of guilt, shame, or loneliness become overwhelming, don't suffer in silence. Seek guidance, whether from a trusted friend, a counselor, or a therapist. Final thoughts. Owning your pleasure, embracing your worth. Aging does not mean abandoning joy. It does not mean surrendering to loneliness or guilt. It does not mean giving up on intimacy. It means evolving, growing, and rediscovering pleasure in new and meaningful ways. Self-pleasure is not a selfish act. It is an act of self-love, self-care, and self-respect. It is a reminder that you are still here, still worthy, and still capable of experiencing deep, fulfilling joy. So, to those who have ever questioned their right to pleasure, to those who have carried guilt for far too long, to those who wonder if they are too old for such things, let this be your permission to reclaim your pleasure, your confidence, and your life. Because you deserve it. Always. So, after everything we've explored today, what are your thoughts? Have you discovered something new about the power of self-pleasure and its impact on health, confidence, and emotional well-being? Take a moment to reflect on what resonated with you the most. Was it the idea that pleasure doesn't fade with age? The surprising health benefits of self-intimacy? Or perhaps the realization that breaking free from guilt and stigma can lead to a more fulfilling, joyful life? We'd love to hear from you. Share one thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to apply it in your own life in the comments below. Let's start an open, honest conversation about embracing pleasure without shame, because every person, at every age, deserves joy and self-acceptance. And if you found this video valuable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers, educates, and inspires. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are worthy of love, pleasure, and happiness at every stage of life. See you in the next video.